This is your spice mix. Right there, and stuff.
Garlic, eggs. Come over here. Here is our butter. Yes, it's a half a pound.
Yep.
2 sticks of butter. And in here is the secret ingredient that our kids absolutely hate. They hate my stuffing. They've always hated my stuffing. I always had to make stovetop stuffing as well as real stuffing because this boiling mess here are the gizzards that you find in the turkey. It's the heart, the neck, the liver, and the gizzard.
And it's the most amazing stuff.
And this is what we use for my stuffing. Really crappy bread. And it's great for stuffing. I love it for stuffing.
Just like plain, cheap white bread.
This is, they call it stuffing bread. And you buy it and you put it on the counter and you let it get as stale as you can get until the day you make the stuffing. And so this has been a couple days out and I'm just cutting it up and then you just squish it so that it's all squished up. And I am making a lot of stuffing for leftovers and to give away because I know a lot of people didn't make turkey, but we're gonna have enough leftover turkey that I'm going to make, I don't know, 5 or 6 turkey pot pies for the
Woohoo.
freezer, which are full. That's another day though, because I waste nothing anymore.
Gizzards are.
There's the
Right.
gizzards. There's the gizzards.
Mm-hmm.
And if Sidgy were here, she'd say, Sharon, make sure you save me the neck and the leg and the ass, which she loved.
The part that goes over the fence last.
That's right. She loved it. She loved it. She loved it. Chicken neck goes in the pan with the turkey. In honor of Sidgy Bell, we still cook it. I don't think either of us eat it, but we cook it. So this is the evil gizzards that the kids hate. And this is a Sidgy Bell recipe. She taught me how to make stuffing, and then I just added my own, because I always have to add my own technique. So these are the cut gizzards. Here is the bread all cut up. Here is the mixture of herbs that we showed you. We've got eggs, we've got garlic, and if you see over here, there are 2 sticks of butter melting. Yes, 2 sticks of butter. I'm making a lot of stuffing, so that is going to go into the stuffing. Because I guess butter makes anything taste good. And, let's see. This is, I made some broth. I didn't have any chicken broth, so I did use bouillon and the juice, some of the juice from the gizzards cooking. If you use bouillon, it's okay. Just make sure you use bouillon that has no MSG, because MSG is not good. So we are gonna saute these and the garlic. And this is not a clove of garlic, it's a bulb of garlic. You can put in as much garlic as you like. We like garlic.
It's a vegetable, not a condiment.
That's right, it's a vegetable, not a condiment. So we're just gonna saute this up. And for dessert, we have our biscottis that I made earlier. And if we want, we could cook one of the 10 pies that I made that are in the freezer. I don't cook the pies. I just make them and wrap them and put them in the freezer so that when you cook the pies, it's like a fresh pie. I can't tell you. Everybody that comes expects a pie for dessert. Of course, nobody can come now. That's why it's just us. This is the last two ingredients for the stuffing. I'm gonna chop up the carrot. This is fenugreek, fennel, okay, fennel. That it's kind of like the Italian celery. It's an anise flavor, but it's very, very, very slight. But it is delicious and it goes in the stuffing. And if you don't have fenugreek, you can put just regular celery for all you white folk out there. And actually, you know, you can put whatever you want in the stuffing. This is just the way I make mine. And if I had regular celery and not fenugreek, that's what I would use.
So here's your cranberry sauce that you made yesterday.
Yeah, I made that last night.
It's like definitely real cranberries.
Kids hate that too.
Doesn't come out of a can.
No.
Tell me how you make this.
Well, I make it, I don't like a lot of sugary things. So my cranberry sauce is you get fresh cranberries, and I try to buy cranberries that aren't sprayed with some chemical crap. You don't need organic cranberries though. I mean, just some cranberries. You put the cranberries in a pan and make sure you look for rotten cranberries because there's always a few in the bag. You throw those out obviously. And in that, I take, well, you put water just to barely cover them. You cover the cranberries. And then, I know it calls for a cup of sugar. I think that is ridiculous. I use about a tablespoon of sugar. You can put as much sugar as you want. We just don't, we're not big fans of like sweet, sappy cranberry sauce. So, I do that, and then I put in, I take a lemon and I scrape the zest of a whole lemon and I put that in. And I put just a little bit of nutmeg because we use nutmeg in everything here. It's a Sicilian thing. And then you just boil it and boil it and boil it and boil it until it thickens. And it thickens enough that it's like a real thick kind of paste. And the cranberries are all burst, but you can still tell the cranberries. Then you put it in a bowl, let it sit until it hardens, and then put it in the fridge. That's it. One of the easiest things to make. But when the kids are here, we gotta have that, and we gotta have
The dog food can.
the dog food can, that's right. The canned cranberry sauce. And I have to say, Siggy Bell even hated my cranberry sauce. She liked the canned cranberry sauce. So we would honor her and get her that.
Yep.
Here is the fenugreek and the carrots. We're putting that into our butter, which is melted. And the garlic's in it, and the gizzards are in it. And we are gonna cook that just enough to soften it. So we are sauteing all the ingredients that are gonna go in the stuffing that I've already showed you. While we're sipping coffee with a Disney mug that has photos of the children, some of the children.
Calamine.
Yep. Unfortunately, we don't have a mug with Adam's children. Sauteing this, these are almost done. I'm going to take my fresh pepper because we're gonna have fresh brown pepper. And this is the herb mixture that is gonna go in. And I don't use a lot of herbs. because I just like the flavor of the stuffing with a slight, you know, herb flavor. And that's like that. That's not nearly enough pepper, but I'll put more later. It's like mixing up the herbs and the pepper that I put in. I did not put any salt. I didn't put any salt because I don't use salt when I cook, usually. Rare occasions I will. But you don't need salt because everything is kind of salty. And you should salt your stuff at the table, not when you're cooking. My opinion only, of course. So these have been sauteing for about 10 minutes because I like them when they're not just translucent, but the carrots aren't so hard. Because I want my stuffing to just be deliciously soft and velvety. It's very good to be cooking in the kitchen. It's been a very tough month and a really tough week. But here we have it. So there is that. I'm going to mix this up some, just so it's all over it. So that's all mixed up. And now this is the chicken broth. I put that in, and you just put in some because you don't want this to be too liquidy, but you do want it to have enough liquid. Otherwise, you'll have very dry stuffing. So I put in about half the pan, and I'd say we need a little bit more. So I'm going to put a little bit more. And remember, this was 2 loaves of basically stale bread. And you can use any kind of bread, and I have in the past. I've done, you know, whatever we had on hand. And that's the whole thing of peasant cooking, is whatever you have on hand. So this is a pretty nice texture now. I'm going to put just a drop more. Well, it was more than a drop. It's probably another half a cup. Some. So we have our stuffing, and this is what it looks like. We also add a couple eggs, however many you think you need. I'm putting in 3. Now, you don't probably need the eggs, but the eggs help hold it all together. What checkers? What do you want?
Egg.
She wants egg. You're not getting any egg. So that's that. Now comes the fun part. So the turkey. I have sprayed with my sprayer here, my mister, my oil mister, which is, there's no chemicals, it's just olive oil. And I clean my bird. I know they say, oh, you don't clean the bird. I clean my bird because I'm anal about that stuff. But this has a nice big cavity, so I can actually use a spoon to stuff it. And I'm gonna put in as much as I can and fill this cavity up. And we're gonna have more than enough, I'm sure, but this is a fun one.
So I want to show how you have it on the rack in there.
Oh, okay.
Like
My turkey I put on a rack. So you can see the rack, and it's standing. And some people cook their turkey like this, standing. I don't, probably because I'm lazy. Now, I always use my hands. It's okay. I'm putting the stuffing in, and I'm gonna put in as much as I can, and then close this with the flap of skin. And we don't have any toothpicks, So I can't use that. But, so this is a lot of stuffing. It's gonna overflow, but it will make it nice and crusty when it comes out. So, that's that. Okay, then I give a little to get it in. Cut. So since we have no metal clips, this is a paper clip, and I'm going to use that. What checkers? So, while the cats are going crazy, and now it's pouring out, you know, you can use anything. So I went through that, okay? Then I just went through this and just closed that off. Then I went around here.
Okay, and so sewed together with the paper clip. And
I only used one big paper clip, that's all I needed. Now, this is parchment paper. Now, you can use tin foil, as you see, but I'm using parchment paper. And then all I'm doing is taking some string and I'm wrapping it around this. The reason why we do this is because the legs always overcook. And I would do this for Sigibel because she likes the leg.
okay, that's both legs wrapped.
And now she's back at it. And now we take the hook and we put it in the back side, 150 degrees. And we are putting this puppy in. And there you have it.
How long is it gonna need
20
to-
minutes per pound, however big your turkey is. But it never turns out to be 20 minutes per pound, so you gotta check it. Now, I am going to make Nancy Hagberg's creamed onion that I've never made before, so we're not gonna film it because it might come out crappy, but I'm gonna try it. It sounds delicious. Thank you, Nancy Hagberg, for the card that you sent this week.
Yes, that was great.
I appreciate it, and for your creamed onion recipe. So I also wanted to thank Annie and Kobe and Holly and Joey, because they made us some gluten-free cookies, healthy cookies,
Mhm.
and gave us a little card,
Ah,
and then drew a nice little picture of the family with everybody in it. And I'm putting it up on the door, and we're gonna eat the cookies, and thank you. Is done. And that is what it looks like. And I cut the string off the parchment paper. Look at how perfect that is.
nice and crispy skin.
And look at that, juicy, juicy and delicious.
And look at the
Delicioso.
crispy top of the stuffing right there. Right there.
So it's worth it to use this parchment paper. Okay, so the one thing I want to make sure that I take out immediately before I kill us is stuffing.
Yeah, you don't want to forget the paper clip.
Shit, where did it go? Right here. Right, this was our stuffing paper clip. We only used the one. It's out. We're safe. We're not gonna die. I just wanted to show you, I did try the creamed onions. I have no idea what they're gonna taste like, but there they are. I gotta mash our potatoes, and there's our corn. And then it's bon appetit. I hope everybody's enjoying their Turkey Fest. Let's all just be grateful. The orange piece of shit's out of the White House soon, I hope. And we're all still here. God bless Kim, I miss her. And this Thanksgiving's for you, for Augie, for those that aren't with us anymore.
From my cousin Brigitte.
Your cousin Brigitte, who else? Man, there's been so much heartache this year. Let's hope 2021, which will soon be here, come February, it'll be a lot happier. Turkey for 2. Even though we can feed 15. But I have to say, this turkey is falling off the bone. That is a nice moist. This turkey is so moist. So moist. I don't know why I'm cutting the white meat. We don't need it anyway. And nobody's here to eat it.
Well, the kitties will get a little
But it will go in the pie.
Yes.
I'm going to make turkey pot pies. The juice is just flowing out of this. This is so amazing. Look at this. I mean, this just, you don't even have to cut it. It just rips right off because
crispy skin.